ExpressCube 480. What we're going to do on this video is explain how the operation and use of the 480 with a computer program that's collecting the data and operating it. In this case here, we're using the ExpressCube SizeIt 2. There are a lot of computer programs that are being developed for the ExpressCube. We allow the software to go out, the interface software. So you may find different types of programs. Each of the programs, depending on how far the developer gets into it, has the capability of controlling all the functionality on the machine. Now, on the 480 itself, we'll just go through a little bit about it. You can obviously see the guardrail here. And basically, if we can come up, this is the table here that you're seeing from the second roller all the way over to the second last roller. This is the platform. And you'll see there's rollers, and we've also got multi-directional rollers, which also help because all the boxes must be pushed to the back in order to do the measuring. And I'll show you how we do that as we go through the system. The first roller that we have here, what we do, this is adjustable. You can adjust the nut underneath here, which allows the roller to come up and down. We usually send these things pretty well flush with the tabletop when they're shipped. What we suggest is that if you have your conveyor coming up to this thing, you can actually raise this up a little bit. And the idea is that if there is a box with a leading edge or something like that, rather than it hitting the load sensors on an angle, it hits the bar here and then it's dropped onto the platform. And then we roll it onto here. The other thing we suggest that you can do is, if you want, you can lower this thing just to make it easier to remove the box after you've done the measurement. So again, this is the platform here, including the back. Everything you see here is all part of the load weigh scale. So I'm going to bring you around to the back of the machine. There's our fixed roller. And again, this is all part of the weigh scale. So you can't put anything up on here. It will go onto the weight. You can't have this thing touching anything. Even a cable brushing against this will affect your weight because the table is very sensitive and it will detect any weight changes. So this area has to be clear. The other thing I'll show you just very quickly is the power adapter, which is this little one, actually powers the entire machine. The machine will run on 12 watts. And so you don't need any special electrical outlets or anything like that to bring it in. Now we'll come around here and okay, now right now we've got the machine turned on. The power switch is just underneath here. One thing I'll mention to you is that there is, and I'll go through the lights completely, the little indicator lights. But with the platform empty, you only see the red light. That's an indication that you need to set zero the platform, the weight on the platform. And in the case of the program here, it's a very simple thing to do. We just come in here, press the 0 button, and there we go. We can see the 0 here, and if you look on the machine here, you get a 0 indicator. Now what this is, when the machine's powered, this is the power button. These two arrows indicate dimensioning. So when the machine has determined all 3 dimensions on an object that's placed on it, it signifies to the computer it's ready to take a dimension, that it's found one. This is the weight. The same thing. When the weight is settled and the machine has taken a dimension, it's there. And this is the zeroing. There should be nothing on the platform when this is, and this is the way you should start using the machine. Now, if we were to place a box on, the important thing is these are the sensors here. I'll just move this, that are doing the dimensioning. All along the back here, here, and here. So when the box is placed up against it, it has to be pushed right against the back so that we can get an accurate measurement here, because it's using how far this distance is to measure the box, how wide this is, and how high this is. So it's important that the object that you're measuring is centered. I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly on or whatever, but it needs to cover the 3 dimensions in order for it to get an accurate measurement. So, and if you place the box down and you look at these indicators again, see, we're at 0. I slide the box up, there it is. You saw the weight come in and the dimension come in. Similarly, I can do the same if you're looking at the computer screen here. All right, here we go. I'm going to take everything has gone back. There's the 0 indicator. Place the box on, put it up against it in. Now we leave it, and there everything comes in. This is your weight and the SizeIt, gross weight. These are the measurements. This is a calibration box. It's 12 inches cubed. That's why this comes in 12.0 all the way across. This is the dim factor and dimensional weight. In SizeIt, you can have up to 4 dimensional factors done. And what it is doing is it's basically giving you the dimensional weight. And that is a weight that's based on the volume set by the courier. In some cases, ground has 1 dimensional weight factor, air has another one. So in this case here, you can see 8.9. If you're flying, they will be calculating as 10.4. And here we have another that is 10 pounds exactly. And these are all factors that you can do. What some people are doing when they want to know ground air, they also have a few couriers. You can actually pick which. You can see if your dimensional weight is greater than your gross weight. In this case here, if this box was shipped with anyone, because it's hollow basically, you are going to pay according to the weight, because it is more than the actual gross weight. Now the other thing that you can do is that it's irrelevant on the machine, but here in software you can choose if you're going to do pounds and inches, or again we can switch all this and we're now doing kilograms and centimeters. So these are all software options that could be set into the by the software that's using the machine. A couple things that we'll mention. Everything has to be on and covered within the machine. You can't go beyond here because remember, this is fixed. So if you put this here, the weight will actually be less than what it should be because it is off the table. So it's important that you keep everything within the rollers here and centered across the measuring platform. And as long as you do that, then everything will be fine. Now I'm also going to show you that we're looking at the SizeIt. In this particular case, this is just the operation of our software. When we actually scan a box, that's when all the dimensions are ready to go. What happens is when the weight is being recorded, it's flashed down here. So this is showing you actually what has been stored, including the scan code. And this has all gone into recorded memory. And then if I lean on this and reset it, then you'll see it's back up again, ready for the next scanning.